everyone, it's me, Sydney. So today I'm going to be doing my worst date ever video, and before we get started, I want to do a little disclaimer. I am not going to say his name only because he does watch my videos. So let's just talk about this worst date ever. So first things first, we had been talking for about a month. We were FaceTiming, Snapchatting, texting. We had mutual friends. It wasn't weird. It was pretty normal. But okay, let's just like take a moment. I did meet him on Tinder. And when I say I met him on Tinder, I have a Tinder account. Actually, let's say had, because after this date, it disappeared. But we do have mutual friends, so it wasn't as sketchy as like it sounds. He got to pick the date. Keep that in mind, okay? Throughout this entire thing, I want you guys to keep in mind he was the one that picked the date. So we decided to meet at his cousin's house because his cousin's house was like kind of close to where we were gonna go. It took me 30 minutes to get there. And then I got to his cousin's house and he was standing outside of his truck. His truck was parked in his cousin's driveway and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get out and give him a hug. So I got out and gave him a hug and he gave me an airplane hug. If anyone knows what an airplane hug is, I'm sorry, but I hate airplane hugs. I really, really don't like that. I think they're awkward. I think they're weird. You literally go in like this and you're just like hugging, like, what's the point of that? I don't know. I was going in for one of those because he is taller than me. He went in for an airplane hug. It wasn't a red flag at that point. I was just like, whatever, this is okay. I looked at his outfit. And I don't really care. I'm not a fashion person. Like, I don't care what guys wear. I'm not picky with what a guy wears. As long as they're happy, that's fine. But we were going hiking. He had picked hiking. The date was his choice, his location, everything. Like, he got control of that. First of all, he was wearing Sperry's and a black blazer. Keep in mind, it's Arizona. It's really hot. And he was wearing Sperry's and a black blazer and jeans and like a V-neck under his blazer. First thing I thought was, wow, he really doesn't know what he's getting himself into. Then he gets in my passenger side of my car. Keep in mind, I thought he was gonna drive, so I was really confused when his truck was parked in the driveway and I was the one that was having to drive, which was weird. I was like, are you trying to save gas? Like, what are you trying to do? So beside that, we were in the car. It was really awkward. He was pretty quiet. I was trying to make conversation with him and I'm a pretty social person, so like, it wasn't that bad. But then we got to the parking garage and I didn't know we were going to like a parking garage and you had to pay for parking. So I was like, oh, in my head I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pay for this. So I sucked it up, you know, I got the little token thing. We walked to the hiking trail and he was already out of breath. And keep in mind, this is like this is just walking on a sidewalk. This is not hard. Like, why did he pick hiking out of all things if he couldn't, like, if he can't even walk on a sidewalk? I was literally the only one talking and he would barely reply to me. Like, he would just kind of like say something. He was so out of breath. He was all sweaty. We get to the halfway point. And when I say we get to the halfway point, like, this was the easiest hike ever. It was like, if I was going by myself, it would have taken me 5 minutes max to get to the halfway point. We get to the halfway point. He's like, oh, I really like the view here. Keep in mind, oh, this is something that I forgot to mention before. We went for like a sunset hike. So keep in mind, he's sweaty, he's breathing hard, he's just kind of like not very like, at this point I'm just kind of turned off. So we're sitting and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give it a chance because we haven't really had time to really like talk in person and stuff. So we start talking and there's like this bench thing that's really long and a ton of other people that are on this hike. This is him and this is me. So I'm sitting here on his side, my keys are in between us, and then he is right here. And he kept scooting closer and closer to me. And keep in mind, he's sweaty, he's disgustingly gross at this point, and I'm just like, oh, I don't really want your body on my body. Like, that's just not what I want right now. He starts to put his body all over me. And when I say this, I mean his arm, his sweaty armpit. He took his blazer off at this point because it was too hot. But he had his sweaty armpit all over me. It was like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. It was so disgusting because when I'm physically attracted to someone, it's okay. And I just couldn't handle it. I was like, oh, I stood up and I was like, the view's better from up here. He stood up next to me, put his arm around me again, and I was like, oh my God, like, you're all sweaty and gross, can you not? And then I sat back down and I was like, oh, I really like this. And then he sat back down, he got closer to me, and like, it was just like playing tag. It was playing tag the entire time. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you please stop putting your arm around me? And then the worst thing happened. He f***ing lays his entire body on me like this. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was trying really hard not to deal with it. He was just like laying his body on me like all his body weight, and he weighs more than I do, but like it's nothing that's like bad or anything. It's just the fact that he was all sweaty and gross and he was invading my bubble. He tried to hold my hand and I was like, oh, my hands are so sweaty. Then I had to text my dad. I was like, okay, this is getting to be too much. I can't handle it. It's been like 20 minutes. I'm not gonna be able to handle another 5 hours with him, because we had planned to study at Starbucks afterwards. The ideas were cute. It was just the fact that the date and the person, it was just not. So I texted my dad and I was like, hey dad, can you call me and say that we have family dinner and I have to leave? And I was like, he didn't text back for like 5 minutes, and the entire 5 minutes I was freaking out because I was like, reply, reply, reply. So I kept checking my phone and he kept looking over at it, and I was like trying really hard to like not make it obvious that I was trying to leave and all that. So eventually my dad called and he was like, oh, Sidney, you know, you have family dinner tonight, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go. Sat down one last time on the bench thing. My keys were sitting in the middle of us, and he decides to scoot his butt all the way over and he crushes my keys. These are the car keys. And this is not the same key because there was 2 and now there's only 1 of these. He completely broke off this metal part and the plastic part from each other, and I have no idea how it happened, but all I remember is hearing the snap, and then when he got up, he didn't even realize it, so I just kind of played it cool and like held my keys like this. On our way down, he was like talking and I was like holding the keys like this. I was like praying that he wouldn't notice because that's embarrassing and I didn't really want to tell him. And we were walking down the trail and I just started sprinting because I was like, oh my god, I can't deal with this. I can't go this slow. I can't be around him for much longer. So I sprint down all the way to the bottom, and I pretended to take pictures down there because I was like, oh, I really wanted to get a picture of the sunset before the sun moved or something. Like, that was my excuse. And not even kidding you, he didn't get the hint. And then we were walking back to the car, and it was like not a far walk. It was on the sidewalk though, and he was trying to hold my hand and he was like, I hope you had fun, blah blah blah, all this like, I really want to do this again. And then he kind of like, I think he was starting to understand, but then he didn't understand. And he was like, I really hope I get to see you again. What are you doing next weekend? And I was like, oh, next weekend I'm going to LA. And then we get in the car. It was really awkward. I had to pay for parking and I had to put the stupid key into the ignition and pray that it didn't like, you know, I didn't have to tell him what he did to the key. So I was like, okay, this is really awkward. So then I go and I drop him off at his cousin's house and I was like, okay, good, I'm free. And then he tries to kiss me. This is when I was like, okay, no. So he was sitting in my passenger side and he leaned in to kiss me to say goodbye, and I took my hand and I was like, no, I don't want to rush it. But in reality, I was like, I don't want you to kiss your crusty lips on my mouth. And then I kind of like told him I wasn't really feeling it, but then I don't think he understood. I got home, I told him I got home because I didn't want him to think anything happened to me. You just kind of like, that's courtesy and stuff. And then he FaceTimed me. I answered the FaceTime call and I put it and I had it up and facing towards my ceiling, and I was like, oh, I'm really busy right now, sorry. And that was the last time we talked. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I want you guys to tell me in the comments down below what your worst date ever is. This is my worst date ever so far. I'm only 16, so I'm betting I might have a couple more in my future. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Don't forget to add me on my Snapchat, guys. Simply Sidney XO right here. Screenshot it, add it, and then if you guys want to follow me on my Instagrams, I have my fitness account and I have my regular account. You guys can follow both of them. And if you guys want any experience videos, I have tons of them. I've dealt with a lot in my short life I've lived so far. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. See you guys on Wednesday for a really fun workout video that I'm going to be posting with Russia. And then next Saturday, I'm pretty sure I'll be posting another story video. So if you guys want to hear one, let me know in the comments down below. I'm honestly so willing to talk about anything, so yeah. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye. There's just a huge difference to see where you started. I personally use my fitness pal, and I can go all the way back and I can tell you I ate like